This is Carl Jackson in for Larry Elder. The number to call in, 888-971-7243. But that's very important. If you don't own it, you don't always appreciate it. The left understands the importance of detaching Americans from the American dream where they can no longer own it, whether that's the ability to buy a car, whether that's the ability to buy a home. We'll get into that. But the left likes detaching people from ownership. Even this. So here's a story. Hat tip Sean from Christian News. No vax, no service. Restaurant owners turning away customers without proof of COVID-19 vaccination. Now, I know many of you are arguing, well, it's a private business. They absolutely have the right to do that. And you're right. You're right. They have the right to do what they want to do in their private business. But here's what they don't understand, in my opinion. We're on a slippery slope. And they have Vaseline on their legs because here's the deal. When the government gets you to comply to this standard, especially since we all know this is a hoax, and I'm not talking about the Wuhan virus, all right? I've had it, so I know that's real. No calls on that, por favor. So I get that. But this hysteria is a complete and utter hoax. And so these business owners are buying into this stuff, and they're complicit with this tyrannical dictatorship, in my opinion, that we see inside of the White House and this administration that are literally trying to take away our civil liberties, and you have these morons that are absolutely complicit. So as COVID-19 cases surge, according to the article, throughout the U.S., a growing number of dining and drinking establishments are turning unvaccinated customers away, saying their businesses can't risk possibly exposing patrons and staff to the virus. Okay. So let me tell you this. Let me tell you this quick story, because this is why this is such a fraud. I was sitting next to someone that had gotten the vaccine. I had already had COVID. Do you know, literally within minutes, I began feeling sick, and I couldn't figure it out. The exact same symptoms that I felt when I had COVID. You know why? Because when people are vaccinated, they do something, I believe it's called shedding. And so literally you can feel sick being around these people. And so I was sitting around this person, and I began feel the scratchy throat all of a sudden. And I'm talking about it only took minutes. I kid you not. The moment I got away from this person, within a minute or so, virtually instantaneously, I felt better. And that's when I realized it was because I had heard about this from a doctor, quite honestly. And I was like, no way. It's real. This is it. So these business owners, I mean, bless their little hearts. I understand that they're trying to keep their patrons safe. They're not doing anything except bowing down to a federal government that will take their liberties just as they're trying to take away the liberties of their patrons. These people don't understand the times that we're living in. It's a sad reality, but it's true. Let's go to the lines. We have Tom in Ohio. Tom, you've got the mic.
Buckeye greetings, Carl. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Carl, I don't think that they're going to share any numbers. You know, it's hard to get underneath the covers on this because just follow the money. You know, Big Pharma's in it. They're not going to talk anything about therapeutics. And because the left and the Democrats and people like Jen Goebbels control the town square, you're never going to hear anything contrary to what their message is.
You know what? You know what, Tom? You have a great point, but here's the issue. I'm not I'll be honest. I'm not counting on them to hear the numbers, even though I'm ranting and raving. Thanks for the call. Even though I'm ranting and raving about it, what I'm calling for is for people in this audience, people, the American public, to exercise your God-given common sense. This is a virus. It too shall pass, but it'll come back again in its season. That's what we're working under. Here's what we're learning. We can't trust our institutions. Our institutions have way too much power. They have way too much power. How is it that the CDC, the Biden administration, is even looking to the CDC to stop evictions or stop the moratorium evictions or the moratorium on evictions? Why is the federal government looking to the CDC for that? It makes no sense. but I actually know what they're up to. I'll talk about that a little bit on the other side. This is Carl Jackson in for Larry Elder. We'll be back in a few.